Again, please. And you're very much into Alfred Hitchcock. What would the great director have made of Emmerdale? Because you were in that for a long time, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, I guess I would have had to have dyed my hair, you know, because
He liked blondes, didn't he?
Yeah.
But a great director, you think? One of the greats?
Yeah, I do. You know, the real master of suspense, and obviously Psycho is one of his most famous films, and I think that's like one of the first slasher films, really.
Would you have liked to have been in that?
Yeah.
You'd have done that shower scene, would you?
Yeah, I think it would be, yeah, it'd be great.
Right, well, now you've got 12 points with your knowledge of Hitchcock. Let's see how you do with your general knowledge. Here we go, 2 minutes. Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens and Staten Island are the 5 boroughs of which American city?
New York.
Yeah, one of the first names of the Miliband brothers who contested the 2010 Labour leadership election.
David. I've worked with both. Ed.
Yes, the musical Mamma Mia, set on a Greek island, features songs by which group?
ABBA.
Yep. The name of which very hard Italian cheese, used primarily in grated form, takes its name from the Parma region where it was first made?
Parmesan.
Yeah, in the children's television programme Sesame Street, what's the name of the grumpy green garbage eater who lives in a dustbin?
Dunno. Pass.
Which trees of the myrtle family are commonly known in Australia as gum or stringy bark trees?
Eucalyptus.
Yep. In Mallory's version of Arthurian legend, which of the Knights of the Round Table was the adulterous lover of Queen Guinevere?
Arthur.
Lancelot. Which city is the capital of Malaysia?
Kuala Lumpur.
Correct. What common sight at weddings gets its name from the Italian for the sweets that were thrown at carnivals?
Favours.
Confetti, throwing confetti. Which 14th century poet wrote the Canterbury Tales?
Chaucer.
Yeah. In athletics, which event is run over a distance of 13.1 miles or 21.1 kilometres?
The half marathon.
Yes. Which female Britain's Got Talent star sang during the Pope's visit to Bella Houston Park in Glasgow in September 2010?
Susan Boyle.
Yes. Which phrase, an abbreviation of the Latin for at pleasure, means to speak or act without preparation?
Ad hoc.
Ad lib. In fashion, what do the initials LBD stand for?
Little black dress.
Yes. Which gas that produces an intense orange-red glow if an electric current is passed through it was first used in a commercial sign by a Paris barber in 1912?
Pass.
Which actress won the Best Actress Oscar at the 2003 awards for her role as Virginia Woolf in The Hours?
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah. According to Shakespeare, what by any other name would smell as sweet?
Oh, I can't remember. Pass.
You'll be cross about that.
I know.
A rose.
Of course.
A rose by... I know. The other pass is it's neon, the gas that produces, well, again, which you knew perfectly well, and the miserable character, the grumpy green one, Oscar. Oscar the Grouch. You have now, Samantha, a total of 23 points. And Richard, now again, please. And just looking at your moustache...
Yes.
Sort of generous one, isn't it?
It is now, yes. Yeah.
Unlike the little Hitler one.
I have... last year I did a show called Hitler Moustache, which was actually about reclaiming that, the toothbrush moustache. There it is, it's still there.
That's it.
For comedy, because Charlie Chaplin had it first, then Hitler came along, kind of ruined it for everyone. So,
well, he did, really, because instead of thinking Chaplin, we thought, and humour, we thought Hitler and evil.
Well, it's strange that it's, you know, on the face of the most evil man and the funniest man of the 20th century.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird coincidence they both had, and I think it is just a coincidence.
Yeah.
And just I was interested to see what would happen. I mean, a bit scared as well.
Oh, quite.
About what would happen walking around
Well, exactly.
with it on my face.
And what did happen?
Well, not a lot. People just mainly laughed at me, which I guess is ultimately
well,
what I wanted.
I mean, that's probably on balance.
And I thought I'd get beaten up, and I thought people would shout at me. People were just confused by it. I was very glad to get rid of it, I have to say. I've had it back a few times for different shows, but I'm moving on now. And,
I bet. Right, now, you have 17 points, very high score with your knowledge of Rasputin. 23 is the score to beat. As we speak, let's see how you do. 2 minutes, general knowledge, starting now. Which country was the peseta, the unit of currency, prior to the introduction of the euro?
Spain?
Yes. Who played the character of Baldric in the television series Blackadder?
Tony Robinson?
Yep. In rugby union, what name's given to the formation used to restart play in which 3 rows of the 2 teams' forwards push against each other?
Scrum?
Yes. Which roasted meat is traditionally accompanied by mint sauce?
Lamb?
Yep. In what year did Neil Armstrong become the first man to step on the moon?
1969.
Yep. The females of which member of the thrush family, often seen in British gardens, are brown in spite of their name?
Blackbirds.
Yep. Which group was formed in the 1970s after the French record producer saw the vocalist Philippe Rose perform in a New York bar wearing red Indian dress?
Village People.
Yep. In England, Wales and Scotland, what tax replaced the poll tax or community charge in 1993?
Council tax.
Yep. What Latin name for a swordsman was given to the professional combatants whose fights, often to the death, were a source of entertainment in ancient Rome?
Pass.
Which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical set on a rubbish dump and has a non-human cast of characters?
Cats.
Yep. Which city stands at the mouth of the River Wear?
Newcastle upon Tyne.
Sunderland. In the nursery rhyme, when the king was in the counting house counting out his money, what was the queen doing in the parlour?
Eating bread and honey.
She was. Who co-wrote, directed and starred in the 2010 action film The Expendables?
Stallone.
Yes. What is said to take place when the moon comes between the Earth and the sun, so the sun appears completely covered by the moon?
Eclipse.
Yep. In the original Peter Pan play, how does Captain Hook meet his death?
Eaten by a crocodile.
Yeah. Dating from the late 19th century, what nickname for Chicago comes from its blustering self-confidence and its climate?
Windy City.
Yes. To what animal does the adjective porcine refer?
Pig.
Yep. Which comedian and actor's books include The Boy in the Dress and Billionaire Boy?
David Walliams.
Yes. What was the surname of the East End gangster twins Reggie and Ronnie and their elder brother Charlie?
Craig.
Yep. The former fisheries research trawler Sir William Hardy was given what name when it was bought by Greenpeace and relaunched in 1978?
Rainbow Warrior.
Yes. What derogatory name is commonly given to unhealthy processed food, typically with a high fat, salt or sugar content and little nutritional value?
Fast food.
Junk food, not fast food. You had one pass. The Latin name for a swordsman is a gladiator, but you have a very, very high 35 points. Well, now, Hilary, well, indeed.